Family, there comes a moment in life when the loudest voice you must conquer is not the criticism from people, not the pressure of society, not even the memory of your past. The voice you must silence is the whisper of doubt living inside your own mind. Doubt is subtle. It doesn't shout like an enemy. It whispers like a friend. It says, "Are you sure? What if you fail? What if you're not enough?" But hear me today, the louder doubt speaks, the closer your breakthrough is. Doubt doesn't attack what is empty. Doubt only fights what carries potential. You are attacked because you are anointed to win. Victory doesn't begin on the outside. It begins in the battlefield of your mind. Stop letting fear narrate your future. Stop letting insecurity edit your identity. Stop letting yesterday define your tomorrow. You are not who the doubt calls you. You are who God designed you to be. And how do you silence doubt? Not by debating it, by declaring truth louder than the lie. Speak purpose. Speak promise. Speak faith. Speak what God said until every whisper of doubt bows down. Because victory doesn't start at the finish line. Victory is born in silence, in prayer, in preparation, in the unseen rooms of discipline, faith, and persistence. When you prepare, you announce to heaven and earth, "I am expecting to win." Today, make a decision, silence the doubt. Prepare for victory. Your destiny is calling. Your breakthrough is waiting. Your life is shifting. Don't doubt it, get ready for it. Doubt speaks the loudest right before breakthrough. Most people think opposition means they're moving in the wrong direction. But often it's a sign that something powerful is getting ready to unfold. The pressure intensifies not because you are weak, but because you are on the edge of transformation. When you move closer to purpose, resistance increases. When you step toward destiny, the enemy steps toward you. The moment before birth is the moment of greatest pain. The moment before victory is the moment of greatest battle. Doubt attacks what carries value. A thief doesn't break into an empty house. The enemy doesn't fight anything that isn't a threat. If you feel overwhelmed, confused, or questioned within yourself, it's not because you're failing. It's because you are becoming. You're growing into something the old you cannot handle. You're stepping into assignments your insecurities can't follow. Doubt rises to convince you to quit before you discover what you're truly capable of. There are voices that come from others, voices that arise from fear, and voices that echo from your past. But the most dangerous voice is the one that sounds like your own. It's the one that tells you to wait when it's time to move, to back away when it's time to press forward, to accept defeat when God has set the stage for victory. You won't always face doubt when nothing is happening. You'll face doubt when change is happening. It shows up to pull you back to the familiar. It wants you to remain small enough to fit into old places. It wants you to believe that what God promised isn't possible for someone like you. Breakthrough requires believing beyond the noise. Great destinies are not discovered in comfort. They are discovered in conflict. Doubt will always show up when you stand at the door of opportunity. It will point out what you lack. It will remind you of what you don't know. It will replay every moment you failed. It will hope you agree with it, but you must refuse to let doubt be your interpreter. You must refuse to let fear tell you what you can or cannot do. You cannot silence every voice around you, but you can silence the voice within you by choosing what you believe. Doubt only has power when it gains agreement. It needs your cooperation to survive. You don't need to fight it with emotion, you fight it with truth. You fight by remembering who you are, what you've overcome, and what has been spoken over your life. You didn't come this far to collapse in the shadows of hesitation. You have endured too much, survived too much, and grown too much to surrender to a whisper of insecurity. The reason doubt rises when breakthrough is near is because destiny is costly. Elevation demands separation. Progress requires pruning. You cannot walk into your next season carrying the mindset of your last one. The weight of promise requires a stronger, clearer, and more disciplined version of you. Doubt challenges you not to destroy you, but to expose what must be strengthened. It reveals the areas you must bring into alignment before you can handle victory. So when the voice of doubt becomes loud, don't back down, lean in. It is a sign that something powerful is shifting. Fight forward, step forward, believe forward. Breakthrough is not for the silent mind. It is for the determined soul. You're not hearing doubt because you're failing. You're hearing doubt because you're on the edge of something extraordinary. Your mind is the battlefield, and before victory shows up in your life, it has to show up in your thoughts. Many people try to change their circumstances without first changing the conversation happening inside them. You cannot expect to live a victorious life with a defeated mindset. Every great success, every powerful transformation, every miracle that manifested began first as a thought, a belief, a conviction in someone's mind. The moment you decide to think differently is the moment you start to live differently. There are battles you will never win until you conquer the war within. Some people are praying for change, hoping for change, waiting for change, but they're still entertaining thoughts that contradict their destiny. They are holding on to ideas that weaken them, imagining outcomes that scare them, and replaying memories that break them. They get up each morning visualizing defeat, rehearsing fear, and expecting failure. How can you walk in victory while feeding your mind a diet of doubt? Authority over your life begins with authority over your mind. You were created with power, strength, and divine intention. But that power can be silenced when your thoughts are not aligned with your purpose. The enemy doesn't need to destroy you physically when he can discourage you mentally. If he can convince you that you're not capable, you won't even try. If he can get you to believe that your mistake is final, you'll stay stuck in shame. If he can make you doubt your worth, you'll settle for less than what you were created to carry. You must stop letting your thoughts run wild without direction. A mind without guidance becomes a playground for fear. A heart without discipline becomes a shelter for insecurity. A life without intentional thinking becomes controlled by doubt. You have been given authority not just over your circumstances, but over your imagination. You can choose what to meditate on. You can choose what to accept. You can choose what to reject. You can choose to build faith instead of feeding fear. Your mind is not meant to be a prison. It is meant to be a launching pad for purpose. You must train it the way warriors train for battle. They don't step onto the battlefield unprepared. They don't show up hoping they will win. They build strength. They rehearse strategy. They develop discipline long before the war starts. Likewise, you must prepare your thoughts for victory before you ever see victory. It takes discipline to think with purpose. Just as you train your body to become strong, you must train your mind to agree with who you are becoming. You have to feed it truth, exercise it with positive focus, strengthen it with belief, nourish it with hope, and protect it from the voices that attack your identity. Sometimes you must silence your own thoughts and command them to align with truth. Sometimes you must reject the memories that try to tell you you're still broken. Sometimes you must step out of who you used to be to embrace who you are meant to be. Victory is not only for the strong, it is for the disciplined. It is for the one who refuses to let fear become their teacher. When you take authority over your mind, life begins to submit to the greatness inside you. Once you win the war within, nothing outside of you can defeat you. Don't argue with doubt, replace it. Silence isn't the absence of sound, it's the dominance of the right voice. You don't overcome inner chaos by wrestling with every negative thought. You don't silence insecurity by negotiating with it, explaining yourself to it, or justifying your dreams to it. Doubt doesn't respond to explanation. It responds to truth spoken with authority. If you keep quiet while fear speaks, fear will win by default. The only way to silence the noise is to let a greater voice speak, one that carries conviction, clarity, and identity. Too many people waste energy debating with fear. They try to reason with their insecurities. They mentally replay every scenario, trying to convince themselves that they're capable, worthy, and strong enough. But the more attention you give to doubt, the more power it gains. Doubt grows when you feed it attention. Silence it not by arguing with it, but by speaking the words that counter it. You don't need long explanations. You need truth spoken with confidence. You need declarations that shift your thinking and interrupt the negative cycle trying to imprison you. Words carry spiritual authority. What you speak has the power to build your future or reinforce your limitations. A promise spoken in faith can break a lifetime of insecurity. One declaration of truth can make fear powerless. If you constantly talk about your struggles grow louder. If you constantly announce your worries multiply. But when you speak victory, your mind begins to align with breakthrough. When you speak life, dead areas inside you start to breathe again. When you speak purpose, doubt loses its seat at the table. Replacing doubt requires speaking what you believe even when you don't feel it yet. Faith isn't a reaction to your feelings. It's a commitment to truth regardless of how you feel. You don't wait for confidence to arrive before you speak courage. You speak courage until confidence arrives. You don't wait to feel strong before declaring strength. You speak strength until your spirit rises up and agrees with what you declared. Your voice sets the atmosphere for your life. If you want victory to show up, speak like you expect it. When fear says you can't, answer with conviction, I will. When insecurity whispers, you're not enough, declare boldly, I am chosen and I am becoming. When doubt tries to remind you of your past, respond, my future is greater than where I started. You cannot let silence belong to insecurity. Your silence should belong to peace. Your silence should belong to discipline. Your silence should belong to the moments when truth has been spoken so clearly that the lie has no room to speak back. Replacing doubt with truth is not pretending, it's choosing. It is a choice to nurture the voice that builds you rather than the one that breaks you. It is choosing to speak possibility instead of rehearsing limitations. It is choosing to declare who you are becoming rather than describing who you used to be. When you speak truth with authority, doubt loses its power. When truth becomes louder than fear, victory stops being a hope and starts becoming a direction. The words you proclaim today become the life you live tomorrow. So speak what aligns with your destiny, and let truth Silence the noise of doubt once and for all. You are not who doubt says you are. Doubt always tries to give you a smaller name than the one you were created to carry. It wants to rename you by your failures, your mistakes, your weaknesses, and your insecurities. It doesn't attack your abilities first. It attacks your identity. Because if doubt can shrink the way you see yourself, it can shrink everything you believe you are capable of. If it can convince you that you are unworthy, you'll never pursue what you were designed for. It knows that once you accept a lesser version of yourself, you will live a lesser life than the one you were born to live. Doubt calls you inadequate, but purpose calls you chosen. Doubt reminds you of where you fell, but destiny reminds you of where you are going. Doubt wants you to believe that your past defines you permanently. Destiny says your past prepared you, shaped you, and taught you, but it does not get the final say. Your history may have left scars, but scars don't disqualify you. They prove survival. They are evidence that what tried to break you failed. The voice of doubt will always focus on who you were, not who you are becoming. It will bring back every rejection, every flaw, every bad decision. It will replay every room where you felt small, every moment where you were overlooked, every time someone else's success made you question your own value. But just because you were underestimated doesn't mean you are unworthy. Just because someone didn't see your greatness doesn't mean you don't have it. They didn't see your future, they only saw your now. You must stop building your identity on the opinions of others. People judge based on chapters they walked in on. They don't know the story being written in you. Some people never expected you to rise because they thought they already knew you. Some doubted you because they judged you by your struggle instead of your strength. They judged you by what you were breaking away from, not by what you were being shaped into. But you are not finished. You are a becoming, and becoming takes time. Identity is not defined by ease. It's formed through adversity. Diamonds are formed under pressure. Gold is purified through fire. Strength grows through resistance. Purpose is revealed through process. So don't let the labels of yesterday limit the identity being developed in you today. You are not the broken version of yourself that once cried in silence. You are not the insecure version who once played small. You are not the fearful version who once settled. Growth has been happening in places no one else could see. Doubt wants you to wear old names, not good enough, not talented enough, not worthy, not capable. But these names are too small for who you are becoming. You carry ideas that have not been seen yet. You have strength that has not been tested yet. You have potential that has not been revealed yet. You have power that has not been unleashed yet. You are more than what you've done, more than what you've lost, more than who you were yesterday. The only way doubt can limit your future is if you give it permission to define your identity. So rise. Reject the names that try to shrink your purpose. You were designed for more than survival. You were created for impact. You are bigger than the voice of insecurity, stronger than the echo of failure, and greater than the shadow of fear. You are not who doubt says you are. You are who destiny is shaping you to be. Preparation is proof you expect to win. Many people desire victory but do not prepare for it. They speak of success with their mouths, but their habits reveal that they are not expecting anything to change. They pray for opportunity but live in a way that shows they are not ready to receive it. True expectation is not shown in what you hope for, but in how you prepare. When you believe something is coming, you don't wait casually. You get ready with intention, discipline, and focus. Preparation is not glamorous. It doesn't put you in front of crowds or give you applause. It puts you in quiet places where no one notices you. It demands early mornings, late nights, and consistent effort when there is no reward in sight. Most people want the spotlight, but don't want the shadows where real greatness is shaped. They want the harvest without planting the seeds. They want results without routine. They want public victory without private preparation. But every extraordinary victory is the result of ordinary discipline. Champions are not made on the day of the fight. They are made in months and years of training when no one is watching. Strong character is not built when success arrives. It is built in the long seasons of waiting, resisting, and choosing growth over comfort. You don't suddenly become powerful when doors open. You become powerful while preparing behind the closed ones. Preparation isn't just physical, it is mental and spiritual. You can't step into a new level with an old mindset. You can't carry major responsibility with undisciplined habits. You can't walk confidently in purpose if you haven't spent time building your identity and sharpening your gifts. Preparation strips away what is unnecessary and strengthens what is essential. It forces you to clarify your priorities, confront your weaknesses, and grow into who you need to be to handle what you are asking for. It's easy to pray for more, but preparation asks you, what will you do when more arrives? You want opportunity. Can you manage it? You want influence. Can you handle the pressure? You want success. Do you have the habits to sustain it? Many people lose blessings not because they weren't given the chance, but because they weren't ready when the chance came. Opportunity is not loyal to desire. It responds to preparation. Preparation is a declaration of faith. When you prepare, you are saying, I expect to succeed. You act like the blessing is already on its way. You study before the promotion comes. You practice before the stage arrives. You invest in yourself before anyone knows your name. You organize your life like growth is guaranteed. You show up to the process believing that something greater is worth the effort. Victory rewards the prepared. Life opens doors to those who have made themselves ready. Growth comes to those who treat purpose with respect. So if you are waiting for your breakthrough, don't sit passively, prepare actively. Build the habits that your future requires. Train your mind, discipline your time, sharpen your skills, protect your focus, and live with the expectation that what you are preparing for will come. Because when preparation and opportunity meet, what looks like sudden success is only the reveal of long, hidden work. Victory is not an accident. It is the result of preparation that refused to quit. Victory is born in silence before it shines in public. The world sees the celebration, but it never sees the preparation. People notice the moment you win, but they rarely notice the nights you cried, the days you struggled, the battles you fought alone, and the faith you had to hold onto when there was no applause and no encouragement. Great victories begin in the unseen places, where discipline meets pain, where commitment meets frustration, and where purpose is whispered to you long before anyone knows your name. There are seasons where you are working, believing, and growing, and yet nothing around you seems to change. No recognition comes, no doors open, no crowd cheers. You question whether your effort matters. You wonder whether your faith is working. You ask yourself if all this sacrifice is worth it. But it is in those silent seasons that you are being shaped for what is coming. Silence is not absence. Silence is preparation. It is the hidden classroom where God develops your character, strengthens your spirit, teaches you resilience, and prepares your life to carry what your destiny will demand. Public victories require private victories first. You cannot conquer what's outside of you if you have not conquered what is inside you. If insecurity is still ruling your decisions, the spotlight will crush you. If fear still dominates your thinking, opportunity will intimidate you. If your identity is still fragile, success will destroy you. That is why you must win in secret, win over your impulses, your distractions, your fears, your doubts, and your habits. These battles are fought quietly, without applause, without recognition, without validation, yet they are the most essential victories of your life. The silence is a gift, not a punishment. It protects you while you are growing. It hides you while you are strengthening. It keeps you unseen while you are being refined. Many people want to be revealed too soon, and when they are given a platform before they have been developed for it, the very thing they prayed for becomes the thing that breaks them. This silence ensures you are prepared before you are presented. It teaches you to stand before you are elevated. It teaches you to endure long before you must perform. Don't resent the quiet rooms where no one claps for you. Don't despise the hidden seasons where your work feels unnoticed. Don't rush the process of becoming. Great destinies are not microwaved. They are slow-cooked in the secret place. The silence develops qualities that public success will require. It teaches patience, humility, self-awareness, consistency, and strength that is not dependent on anyone else's approval. Victory built in silence cannot be stolen by criticism, damaged by insecurity, or destroyed by envy. When the time comes, what you built privately will manifest publicly. The breakthrough will look sudden, but it will not be sudden. You will simply be revealed. People will call it overnight success, but you will know it was years of hidden effort, whispered prayers, late-night battles, and quiet sacrifices that made you ready. They will see the crown, but they won't know the cross you carried to get there. They will admire the victory, but they will never fully understand what you had to conquer in silence to earn it. So embrace the silence. Let it mold you, strengthen you, and prepare you. For when victory finally arrives, you won't just have success. You will have the strength, character, and wisdom to sustain it. In the quiet places, victory is already being born.